I'm Mark.
And I'm Josh.
And this is our third take. This is Alter Ego Comics TV for the week of July 6, 2011. We're going to start things off with some email questions that we received. So thank you to the two of you that sent in email questions. If anyone else would like to post questions in the YouTube comments below or email us, feel free. We'd be happy to talk with you. First one is from a viewer named Tom, who has been watching the videos, and he's excited about the DC relaunch, and he thinks he's going to get on board with some of those titles in September, and asked where to start with Marvel. So I'll take my stab at it, and then you want to take your stab at it.
Okay.
They're actually the best point of recent Marvel stuff to start, in my opinion, would probably be House of M or Avengers Disassembled. That kind of got the ball rolling for the last 8 or so years of Marvel events, of what's going on within the Marvel Universe. So that would probably be a good starting point. On top of that, it really depends on what your focus is. Do you like mutants? Do you like Avengers? Do you like street level heroes? Because there are definitely jumping on points and good starting points for all of those. If you're a Wolverine fan, like I am, I'm really enjoying the current Wolverine series by Jason Aaron. It's only in issue 12 or 11, somewhere in that vicinity. So you could pick up the first hardcover or go back and find the issues. You know, it's only been published for a year, give or take. Uncanny X-Force is doing really well, and that's another strong mutant book that's only it's parallel with Wolverine as far as numbering. And each of those are kind of standalone books, so you don't have to get sucked into the world of mutantdom. What's your take?
My take is there is no right answer. Every issue is somebody's first issue, and most writers understand that. So if you open up a book, and as long as it doesn't say part 3 of 4 in the first page, you can probably pick it up and follow. Your best bet is to pick up something that's got a lot of different people in it, one of the crossover books like Fear Itself, something where you can get kind of a sampling of where the different Marvel characters are at, and then follow, like you said, the ones you like. You know, if you're like, oh, this Moon Knight guy's cool, let's see where he goes. Well, there's a Moon Knight series that's on low numbering. There's any number of different things, and really this holds true for anything, not just Marvel. Most books are designed to be easy to pick up and accessible, but I would echo what Mark said. Avengers Disassembled, Secret War, House of M are your starting points for the broad tales. But I mean, there's really a lot of good stuff for any characters. I personally would recommend, after Avengers Disassembled, trying out Young Avengers to get kind of a take on the more modern team, and it's also a team that's essentially new. The first volume of Young Avengers is the first time we see any of those characters, so it's kind of easy to pick up and go.
And I'm sure people will chime in the YouTube comments, hopefully you will, with your opinions for Tom. So Tom, thanks for the question. Hopefully that answers it for you, and we hope you keep watching. We had another quick question from Nate, one of our local customers. Wanted to know where I get my Flynn's Arcade t-shirt that I wore in last week's video. That was from 80stees.com. Since I'm a child of the 80s, I do all of my shopping there. Not really. All right, well, let's get the ball rolling this week. Big week for the big two for Marvel and DC. Flashpoint number 3 comes out this week, and we're chugging along towards the new DC universe. Flashpoint is a 5-issue series, so it wraps up at the end of August, and Superman's in this book. Sorry, don't want to spoil it for you, but we get a version of Superman, and it's just firing on all cylinders. Flashpoint is really the alpha dog of the summer as far as the event books. Fear Itself is maybe lagging a little bit behind, but I think a lot of people are excited about the potential of the new DC universe. They're excited about an Elseworlds type story like Flashpoint. I have a lot of customers that have been coming in, and they pick up 1 or 2 of the Flashpoint tie-ins, and they're getting sucked in, and they're picking up more of them because they're good. And Elseworld type stories are fun. Try saying that 3 times fast. So we've got Flashpoint number 3 this week, in which we'll roll into
World of Flashpoint number 2. We're continuing to follow Tracy 13 on her journey to prevent the destruction of the world in Flashpoint by her father and sort of an Illuminati group. World of Flashpoint lives up to its name. We've got Tracy trying to gather people to help her, and she's teleporting all over the world. We see any number of different DC characters and see where they're at in the Flashpoint world. And it's just great fun, and it really helps to pick up on some of the minor characters who maybe aren't going to get a lot of screen time in the big books or get their own mini.
Flashpoint Batman Night of Vengeance issue number 2. This was just an awesome issue. The Batman series, the first 2 issues, if you're a Batman fan, you absolutely must be reading this series. I don't know what else to say about this other than I love it. And it's so good. The writing is good. You know, there are twists and turns, and it's fun. Well, I don't know if fun's the right word.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of death.
It's a dark
death
book.
and destruction. It is a dark book, but it is so good and absolutely worth your change this week.
And Flashpoint, AVENGERS, the Green Lantern 2, issue 2. Obviously, AVENGERS is still the Green Lantern of 2814 in the Flashpoint universe, but this time around, Sinestro, who's still a member of the Corps, has learned from Atrocitus about the prophecy of Flashpoint, and it brings the two into conflict. And because of the way time works and the storyline, we never really got to see these two together as adversaries in the real universe, so that's a very interesting thing to see, and definitely worth a look.
Godzilla Kingdom of Monsters #4. Eric Powell and Tracy Marsh continue to do a bang-up job, along with artwork by Phil Hester, on this new Godzilla series. It's accessible to non-Godzilla fans, new Godzilla fans, and old Godzilla fans, I'm sure, are digging the heck out of it. I found this very amusing because the writers are definitely taking a poke at how our society has changed from the society of the 1940s, the greatest generation and the sacrifices they made during World War II, and what is completely wrong with our current society and the lack of sacrifices that we're willing to make. So as I guess a snapshot of society and culture, it was very disheartening. It was very depressing. But rang very true, and this issue we're viewing things, and we have the internal dialogue of a Middle East veteran who's kind of looking at what is wrong with the world. But we still have monsters, Godzilla, and one of the other guys. What's his name? The guy that rolls up into a ball.
The ball one.
I don't remember his name. But they end up coming to the U.S. and they're in Los Angeles, and chaos ensues. You should read it.
Fear Itself, 4 of 7. We're starting to get an idea about where Fear Itself is actually going, and this is actually the first issue since the first issue that I really liked. I like the momentum we're picking up, and I like the direction it's going. We're starting to see the heroes kind of get their crap together and maybe actually put up on a united front against Fear. And obviously, if you're a Marvel fan, you're already reading it, but it's definitely worth a look.
Moon Knight #3 by Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Maleev continues to be very positive, to be a very good book. It's just kind of cool to see Mark Spector taking on the personas of so many different heroes and villains within the Marvel Universe. And his cover as a Hollywood producer is very interesting as well, making a reality show about his time as a soldier of fortune. Each issue has been better than the issue before. They're building off of each other, and if you're looking for a good street level book, something that is, has a similar look and maybe slightly similar in tone to Bendis and Maleev's Daredevil run, you want to check out Moon Knight.
All right, this week we got a one-shot from Jimmy Gray and Justin Palmiotti, the team that brings you...
Flip those around. Justin Gray
and Jimmy Palmiotti? Yeah, they're like interchangeable anyway.
They are the same person.
They are the one guy. The team that brought you Time Bomb and Jonah Hex and Tattered Man and just a number of really good indie books lately, plus Jonah Hex. But Trailblazer is the story of a version of our world where there's a witness protection program, and sometimes the only way to put you out of reach of modern villains is to send you back in time. They found a way to send people that need to be protected back to the 1800s, and I don't want to spoil anything for you. It's a great read. This is an oversized, perfect bound volume. It's $6. It's one and done, and it's just really good. If you're a fan of westerns, if you're a fan of mob stuff, if you're a fan of quality books, Trailblazer's a great read.
And my pick of the week, Red Skull Incarnate, issue #1 of 5. This is written by Greg Pak with artwork by that guy, Mirko Kolak. And actually, the artwork is one of the selling points of this book. I really enjoyed the art in this. The other is Pak's writing is so good on so many different levels, and he did such a bang-up job with Magneto Testament. He does a ton of research when he writes these historical pieces, and there's a nice afterword in this one where he explains the research that he did, and he gives recommendations on where to read more if you want to learn more about some of the events that were depicted within the story. But this is the beginning of the Red Skull's origin. We get to see him as a child, and how he gets perhaps put on the path to becoming one of the most vile villains within the Marvel Universe. So it's perfect for the lead-in to the Captain America movie coming out July 22nd. If you're curious about the Red Skull as a new reader, this is an awesome place to start. Tom, I'm talking to you. You need to check this one out. But also, if you're a longtime fan of Captain America, this will shed some new light on his arch enemy. So I can't recommend it highly enough.
My pick of the week, which is technically a pick from last week, is the Age of X hardcover. Age of X was a crossover that went through 2 of the X books earlier this year. It's written by Mike Carey, and it's really, really good. This is probably my favorite X-Men book since Messiah Complex. You've got essentially an Age of Apocalypse type world. We're in a different reality. Some of the X-Men are figuring out that that it's not their normal timeline. Some of them don't. Essentially, mutant kind has been declared war on by humans, which seems to happen in every timeline if you go far enough. But and Magneto has summoned them together, built a giant citadel, and they're defending it. Every day they go out and fight back the human hordes, and it's really good. It's a fun mystery, kind of figure out how the universe got the way it is. You see great characterizations, characters in different light than before. So it's just a wonderful read. If you're an X fan, you should totally check it out.
Another great week for comics. We hope that you will follow us during the week, during the time when we're not making this video. On Twitter, @AlterEgoComics, on Facebook, facebook.com/AlterEgoManiacs, and visit us at the store, 230 North Main Street, in the heart of downtown Lima, just south of the courthouse. Have a great week.